Hey everybody, Tony D, and I may have just seen the greatest trailer of all time. This is amazing. It's called Desert Strike, and I think you have to see this. You have to look up this trailer and see it for premium entertainment. And it is premium. It is premium. All right. Now, if you don't know this movie, you probably saw the name on the bottom, but it's I just have to show you. It stars Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is the main character, and he's like an action guy, and he's totally serious in the movie. Now, I love Mike Tyson. I think he's hilarious. I've seen him in, of course, the Hangover movies. He was great in that, but he plays himself in that, right? I mean, you can always play yourself, even if you can't act. He's also amazing in the Mike Tyson Mysteries. If you've ever seen the cartoon, it's one of the funniest cartoons you'll ever see. The Mike Tyson Mysteries are just the best. But in this, they're trying to bill him as an action hero. But like a serious, kind of Rambo esque action hero. And again, I love Mike Tyson. I think he's great. But he cannot act. He cannot act at all. Like, not even a little. So, but that's fine. I find the movie and this trailer extremely entertaining, even though he can't really act. He can definitely fight. Okay, so it starts out, I don't know why, but for some reason he's leading these people, and some helicopters fly by and they all duck down, but they're in the middle of an open area. I don't know what ducking actually does for them when you're in the middle of like a huge wide open space, but they duck, and Mike Tyson's like, get down. Like, he's leading them. He's leading all these people. There's like way too many people for him to protect, but he's leading them. And then for some reason, and you can see him here, and he just looks like Mike Tyson. He just looks like Mike Tyson, a little older. Um, and he doesn't seem to be, I'll say, in shape. He looks like he's got a bit of a gut on him. I don't know if that's the way they dressed him. These are the bad guys here. He seems to have a little bit of a gut. And wasn't he just in a fight? Didn't he get like in shape? I don't know. But his rival in this movie, and he gets captured by these guys, kinda, is, wait for it, the Mountain. The guy who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones is his rival or ex-partner. It's not quite clear from the trailer, but it says in the write-up below, Desert Strike trailer 2021, Mike Tyson versus Mountain Man action movie. It should say The Mountain. When it said Mountain Man, I thought it was like, oh, okay, so Mike Tyson goes up in the mountains and some guys try to kill him or something. And the Mountain, he's just enormous. A physical human being. He's just enormous. He didn't really have any lines in Game of Thrones. I don't think. Maybe in the beginning he did, but then you know what happens to him, so he didn't have any lines after that. So his acting is only slightly better than Mike Tyson's, in my view. This is all my view. But again, I don't care because this looks amazing. It just looks like an amazing movie. And he's got all these bad guys. They're all dressed differently. Some of them have funky masks on. They all have machine guns. And it's just totally over the top. Looks like a typical 80s action movie. And he gives like some kind of speech where, like, bad guy speech. You can see a bunch of guys with skull masks. Like, the bad guys don't have a uniform, but they all have weird looks about them. Some of them have like hats. I don't know what country they're in. I don't know why they're fighting, but it's like, Tyson's leading a bunch of refugees from somewhere to someplace, but it's not clear. Like, it's not a specific clear thing, and it's called Desert Strike, but you can clearly see trees in the background. They're not in a desert at all. And in fact, that opening shot had a body of water right next to it. So they're not in a desert. So I think they just decided to shoot this movie. They didn't care. It's like, it's just cool. The Mountain and Mike Tyson are in it, and they're going to fight a lot. And then the trailer is nonstop action with other characters in it who have no dialogue. They're just fighting, and they do cool moves, and things explode. But it looks like there's barely a story to hang your hat on, which, from a screenwriter perspective, it's not great. But at the same time, it's like, how much dialogue and emotion can you really give Mike Tyson to do? He can only do so much, right? You have to focus on what he's good at. Same thing with the Mountain. He's not bad as a villain. I mean, but his delivery is odd and weird. But there's some car stunts here. And you can see the Mountain there. Let me see if I can get on this still. There's a female character who apparently, her. She's apparently a supporting cast character because she's in the trailer quite a bit. And then this guy, he's fighting. And here's Mike Tyson, trying to talk the Mountain out of killing everybody. And there's a bunch of military stuff, and there's some sort of camp. I don't know if it takes place in the future, like Mad Max. You can see there's palm trees, so I guess this is the desert. The mountain. It's just, and then it just goes into this big montage of action, and like the Mountain saying a few things, and Mike Tyson shooting a machine gun. He's trying. Mike Tyson is trying, but man, he's just not an actor. He's just not there. His facial expression basically stays the same the whole time. It's tough. I'm totally going to see this, though. Oh, I'm 100% going to see this. This is going to be the greatest movie ever. It's going to be just tons of stunts. It's going to be entertaining as hell. Because you're going to be trying to figure out. It's like you're watching the movie on two different levels. You're not watching the movie for like the story. You're watching the movie to see what kind of story they tried to hammer in for these two guys to attempt to play out. And you know exactly what's going to happen, right? I mean, it's like watching a wrestling match. At some point the bad guy's going to get over on the good guy, and you're going to go, oh, no, the good guy should win. And then somehow the good guy's going to win. So that's the thing I'm looking forward to. Like how they do what they always do in movies with Mike Tyson and the Mountain. It's kind of like watching, I don't know, two amateurs, let's say two guys fighting in the street. Like you have no idea if these guys have any skills in that area, and maybe they have none, and that's what makes the fight interesting. That to me is what makes this movie interesting. It's not the story. The story is just, I mean, anybody could have wrote this thing. And it's probably barely coherent. Here's the Mountain holding a giant machine gun and just shooting a bunch of guys. It's like the scene you used to see in every and maybe it's because it's so 80s, the entire concept. And there's Mike Tyson. He's sneaking around with a machine gun. He's going to save everybody. There's like no real names of any other characters. And then they show Mike Tyson fighting. Now the moment he starts punching, you see this guy, he's got the skull fez on. The moment he starts fighting, and I'll just play a little bit of it, and they all got a skull thing going on. Watch him. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, see, like when Mike is throwing punches, now that looks like Mike Tyson. Like now I'm totally believing it. Here he is again. Boom, boom, boom. Like but that part of it's totally believable. Mike Tyson punching people? Oh yeah, those moves are 100%. But everything else, doesn't matter though. Still gonna see the movie. And here's the Mountain doing stuff. There he is, and I could never say this guy's name. Hadpour Julius Bjornsson. Bjornsson, that's how you would say that, right? The Mountain from Game of Thrones. And Desert Strike. Kaboom! And there's just explosions. Because this is what they always put in a movie like this. That's that's like bread and butter, right? To the people watching the movie. Oh, we see stuff blow up. So very cool. I totally want to see Desert Strike. I don't know what it's out on. This was the trailer was on Joe Blow Movies. I assume this will be like a digital only release or on DVD or something. It'll end up on a channel like Netflix or whatever. But yeah, I mean, just watching Mike Tyson trying to deliver heartfelt moments will be totally worth it. When he's trying to say, "You can't kill these people. They're innocent." It's just gonna be great. So yeah, total upvote for Desert Strike, starring Mike Tyson, and they don't even call him by his name because good luck pronouncing that name. They just call him the Mountain. That's what he should just change his name to. Should just change his name to Mountain. That's it. And that could be his stage name. And that's it. I gotta go. We'll see you tomorrow.